Join me in this episode as I take a little car from Pennsylvania to Nashville for a friend of mine. Plus I stop at Speedwegan Customs to see what's new, and I work in Minnesota where it's freezing cold. All this and more now. Well, it's Valentine's Day, and I got to make a road trip. I've got some work coming up, and I got to leave my family for almost a week and a half. So I'm going to have some breakfast with them and stuff before I leave and say my goodbyes. You guys going to be good while I'm gone?
Yeah.
A friend of mine bought this little car off of his sister who lives just down the road from me, and he needed it to get to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where he lives. I can meet him halfway in Nashville. And drive it down to the Nashville airport for him. He'll fly in, and I'll fly to Minnesota for my job. Little car, a lot of highway. You get bored. Drove over here to Mike's and stood around for 4 hours just BSing. Speedwagon Customs makes the slide-in truck camper that you've seen in some of the other videos. He also makes the oil pan that you saw in the Tundra in the last episode. Makes some custom wheels, making picnic tables, and I'm going to get to see the new prototype trailer that he's working on. Picnic tables. You get this in the mail, you build this. Pretty cool. Where the magic happens, right on this machine here.
Maybe get a little shot of the ZenBot logo. Ooh. My fancy plastic
I like
dust.
The fancy plastic dust cover. Yeah,
You see
nice.
See the fan in the back?
Yep.
And then what this does is it blocks down the inlet, so it pulls a nice draft, and then it keeps the shavings going out the back instead of me breathing. The trailer is a lot of fun, or the camper, I should say.
Camper.
The extra weight doesn't necessarily
Whole new
hamper
dynamic.
the truck, but you need to pick better lines. You need to be on there's some stuff you're like, oh, just, and you're like, nope, maybe I won't.
Well,
Because of the campers.
He's talking
And,
about these campers right
that
here.
one right there.
The beauty. Look at the mud on there. This gets used. Isn't that beautiful?
Why wash it off? It's part of the, it's antiquing or something.
Somebody asked me in one of the forums, like, how strong these were. He's got one that he stands on to show you, and this has been beat. Look at all the mud and dirt on there. Like,
That one's been underwater.
underwater. It's got
That
mud
one flipped
inside.
over.
Look
That
through
one-
the window. There's mud in there. Like, this is not. Here, we'll open the door. Look at it, dirt. He's not building something to sit on your shelf. This is good stuff.
That thing's all waterproof too, so I mean it can just be hosed out.
I like how you shaped out the cone. That's really nice on there.
There's like I mean there is.
You got some serious work into that.
A little bit about the trailer. This isn't really necessarily supposed to be scale or spectacular or my best work or any of that. It was we were talking about making a gooseneck, and I was like, shit, man, I could make one now. So last night I had some ideas that I needed to get out, and we whipped up the base model. This chassis is from the teardrop concept, which there were some guys that were interested in making a teardrop tow behind. This one's job was to function, and honestly, what I need a trailer because we take 2-3 cars back to the woods, or down to the river.
Yep.
And this stuff of carrying a backpack with a truck strapped to it, you know what I mean, and like
well, that's what I was thinking.
and then God, if they break, heaven forbid it breaks, because then you might have to carry everything out of the woods.
We're gonna put an oil stain on this deck.
I was thinking about paint and stuff, and I keep coming back to, I think honestly, you just need some dirty motor oil. And kind of drip her down, and let it soak in,
I think that's what I like about this part, like coming off like that. I would shoot this whole thing with black, so it looks like a frame. Like I'd hit it with gloss black, and just do that. Then I'd get it like dirty and leave it dirty, because
every now and then.
But this part, I would totally like put the oil stain on there, weather it out, like. And I'm gonna be driving a muddy truck on and off of it, so it's gonna
get the tire tracks. Yeah, I see. Once you get the tire prints,
it's gonna have tire tracks on it. It's gonna look.
Have the SCX. I have a low CS CTE, so if I want to go to the track, I can have just one. I think like the short course truck and the SCX10 is a good combination. Short course truck, Wraith, short course truck, maybe new twin hammers coming out. Looks like it'll be something
hammers
cool.
Looks pretty sweet. I like your shock tower mounts on that. Those things are brutal. I don't think you can break them.
But yeah, I mean it's. And honestly, I made these, and then I figured once these broke, I would make Delrin ones, and I'm going to work my way up to aluminum. But I haven't really been able to break these yet, and man, it's a winning combination because they're really light.
I dig these. Those trailing arm.
The new thing is this is the hot racing sway bar kit, but my rear mounts actually serve as the mounting location for. So you see the sway bar mount goes through the shock tower now, and what it does is it actually makes the sway bar work a lot better because these stiffen the whole chassis up,
right?
And the load is being placed onto the stiff portion of it instead of this little wimpy spot back here.
So I mean, it just looks better that way. Like the other way is like, whatever.
It's just out here getting, you know what I mean? It
Banging
rolls
off
down
the
the
crap.
hill, it lands on them, it bends the shaft. It's.
Wrapped in plastic, ready to be delivered to your house.
These are pre-wrapped. Some of these don't. These don't all have the windows and stuff. The window sits right here. Like everything. I tell you, part of it is you try to put a 24 by 4 foot chunk of plywood into a 9.5 by 15 envelope.
Yeah.
And I tell you, the stack does not look like this when I start. I mean, it is a big old giant pile of parts. And then they only fit one way. Like I tried it 200 different times, until I figured out the way that it all fits to get it in that envelope. If you want to deal on a camper, come to the house and we'll set you up wrapping up some campers. Awesome. He showed you the picnic tables, but they're all individual pieced. Arrives in the tree. The price is still kind of up in the air. I think we're shooting for like $20 shipped, which I realize is kind of steep, but. I mean, I'm just a guy in a garage, man.
But you can.
I got to go to the store. I buy the wood. I carry the wood. I bring the wood home.
How much
the
are
CNC
those?
machine doesn't run on rainbows. These plans are available on his website if you want to cut it out with an X-Acto knife and make your own. So if you find that my price is atrocious and you have free time and wood skills, you could cut it out and make it yourself, or you could just send me some money and I will ship you one ready to put together.
All in all, we just kind of hung out for about 4.5 hours shooting the breeze and talking. We got a lot in common and had a lot of stuff to talk about and a lot of ideas bouncing around on things.
Well, Mike,
So anything else that you wanted to talk about while you're here?
coming out and hanging out?
Yeah, I'm glad you could make it over. I hope to make it to Pennsylvania here one of these days.
Nah, you don't want to come to Pennsylvania. There's nothing there to see.
After I was done hanging out with Mike, I went and had dinner with some family that also lives in Columbus and spent the night with them. Then in the morning, I got to roll on to Nashville and get this car delivered to the airport. There it is, Nashville out in the distance. I made it. Woo! I spent the night with my friend Jeff in Nashville, just hanging out and having a good time with him. And then in the morning, I had to get up and take this car bright and early to the Nashville airport so I could fly out to Minnesota for some work. Finally at the airport. Waiting on the shuttle bus. Take me to the terminal for my flight from Nashville to Minnesota. I got Carl's car all delivered here safely to the economy parking lot in Nashville. And I'm going to fly to Minnesota for some training for my job. And it's cold out here. Whew. I do computer work, and there was a new store opening in Minnesota, and I was out there doing that. We worked 4 12-hour days in a row to get this store, all the cash registers installed and opened and everything, and I really had no time to do anything except work and sleep. That was pretty much all I got done that entire week.
Ryan's been gone for 9 days now. I'm about to go get him. However, the babysitter has canceled at the last minute, and planes are delayed. So will we make it? Will I make it? I guess we'll find out.
Back in Pittsburgh, yes sir.
My Speedwagon trailer got smashed to heck in the bag.
Sorry. Out of here at the cops now. We're going. Put it in drive.
Yep.
Is your party out here, ma'am?
Is there a party here? Meanie cops. Get moving, get moving. You might be a terrorist. Look out.
I don't even understand that.
You should have brought, is it BYOB? Where's the party? I finally got home at 7 o'clock Friday night. The competition was the next day, and I hurried up and threw the CVD axles into the bug and kind of drove it around on the floor a little bit just to make sure that it was working. And then we got to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to head to the competition at Big Dog, and hopefully everything that I threw together real fast works. Yeah, we're gonna find out. There's like a layer of ice on everything. The lovely Mrs. the RC Addict goes everywhere I go. Yeah, don't fall. I told you, that's all ice. I love you, baby. It was raining and freezing. Big Dog is all icy. Woo!
Running Man.
course, one was a class 3. I busted one of those brand new CVs I put in there with pin snap in it, so I got to tear it apart for a new pin in it. Alright, in class 2, I took second place. As usual, Adam beat me. Class 3, that broken front axle, actually it turns out it's the locker that is bad, but three-wheel drive made it so that I only grabbed second place in class 3, so I got to get that straightened out. Thanks for watching.
Is from the, told you picnic tables are tough.
Whoops.
Drop it off there, Ron.
You can see the truck in me.
It's like sucking in my wife.
Sounds familiar.
It's like doing an algebra problem. If train A leaves the station traveling 500 miles an hour and train B is blue, what color are the aliens when they rescue dolphins? Huh?
Bubble wrap.
Yeah, like...
That's the end.
Why did I get up so early?
Oh, it's slippery out!